Y'all know how I get down, bruh. I promise I'm not just yanking y'all chain right here. Amidst all of our enjoyment of getting the chief of, I ain't gonna say it, I ain't gonna trigger y'all on this video. I'm gonna be selectively aggressive with how I trigger y'all. Amidst the arrival of George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys, ladies and gentlemen, we forgot that Jerry actually told us about 2 weeks ago or so exactly how many trades they were actually in the works with. And let me go ahead and refresh your memory, because we cover that on this channel. This is another reason why you should subscribe, bruh. You shouldn't just watch and just wait for my video to pop up on your feed. You should actually lift your finger up, subscribe, so you can be locked into this type of stuff, so you won't be as surprised as other people, because you'll be like, hey man, we've been talking about this since last month. Let's take a look. He's paying off, bruh. But ladies and gentlemen, we see here Nick Harris actually told us that Cowboys owner and GM Jerry Jones indicated that Dallas isn't done in the trade market and outside deals are in the works. Why is this important? You already talked about this earlier, AOC. Are you cheating the system? Are you doubling up on your videos, AOC? No, I ain't doing that, y'all. I did not talk about the fact that Jerry actually specifically said, quote, we're looking at two things that could happen before or after the draft. Two pretty substantive trades been working on today. Yeah, so Jerry said we had two pretty substantive trades that were in the works, and I think that we just saw the first of those trades fall with George Pickens. Now, the second trade is one that's a little bit more tricky, but there's not just me coming up here and just being like, I think this is gonna happen. Other people that would be in the know, because some of y'all need to have that information too, because y'all just don't trust that I do my research for real. But other people that will be in the know, like people that talk to Jerry on a regular basis, 105.3 The Fan actually put someone's name out there that we all should be paying attention to. And I think there's a sleeper or dark horse candidate that I want to bring up as well. And another guy that I've just been campaigning for. I'm going to spoil it right now because he's kind of like an honorable mention. Jair Alexander should be someone the Cowboys should be looking at. The Packers are still looking to move that man, so they should absolutely be looking that direction as well. But let's get into, there may be one more move left in this crazy, already A+ offseason for me. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to check out all my links. I ain't gonna do the extra stuff. Let's get into it, man. All right, so the first thing we're gonna take a listen to right here is 105.3 The Fan. Shout out to those guys. They actually mentioned someone, and this is, I just want you guys to listen to this.
Asking, okay, Jerry, you hit on one of the two possible deals you were suggesting. What is the other? The internet, who started ablaze with this Pickens stuff last night, Des Bryant was like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? The internet is throwing out a running back name.
Okay, he's saying the internet.
They're saying, now go and get Nick Chubb.
All right.
Who is powerlifting and showing off all his strength and the freakish stuff out of Cleveland. The name that I had heard,
here it is,
or told not to shut the door on, was Breece Hall. There
it is right there. So he was told not to shut the door on Breece Hall, even though the internet said, hey, Nick Chubb. No. He was told not to shut the door on Breece Hall, and there are some connections there with Breece Hall. Remember, Aaron Whitecotton, one of the coaches, actually came from the Jets, and he was around that guy, so he's going to be someone that's vouching for him in the building. So he has a fan in the building. That's definitely a name that you want to watch out for. In addition to this, you also want to pay attention to DeForest Buckner. DeForest Buckner is a name that's been floating around as well, and the Cowboys were suspiciously not as aggressive at the defensive tackle position, specifically the one tech position, or a guy that could play that type of role, right? Or a guy that could be destructive on that defensive line. Now, they did re-sign Osa Odigizua. They did draft Jay Toya, who I think is going to be an amazing player, right? At some point in his career, I don't know if he's going to come out the gate just dominating the league, right? So I think that position is still somewhat of a project, along with that cornerback position. And DeForest Buckner is actually someone whose name has been getting brought up in trade rumors since the middle of last season, y'all. In 2024, in November, he was brought up, and teams were trying to reach out about him then. The 49ers were trying to get him back from the Colts. The Colts told them, hey, we're not going to move him before the trade deadline. But now his name is still popping up to the point where you can look it up. There's plenty of rumors circulating around him as far as Minnesota Vikings and the 49ers and, the Colts. And he's on a 1-year deal, so he would essentially be a rental. He would be someone that would cost maybe like a 5th, 6th round pick because of that contract that he's on. It is a all-pro defensive tackle type of contract. So it's $23 million or something like that. And that would also explain away why the Cowboys maybe aren't trying to tie up a lot of money just yet. But just to kind of stick with this, DeForest Buckner's name has been getting floated. That would be a defensive tackle that could immediately come in and make everyone involved in the organization, the fans. That should make everyone involved feel much better about that defensive tackle room because you would have an all-pro in the middle of your line. And obviously the other name would be Jalen Ramsey. And the problem with Jalen Ramsey right now is the Dolphins are not quite ready to take any of his salary off of a trade for Jalen Ramsey. So I think that may be what's kind of slowing down a Jalen Ramsey trade. Let me go ahead and scroll down a little bit for they try to get me all some copyright or something or some illegal selling stuff, man. They be tripping on some of this stuff, man. Get these ads off of here, man. Get these ads off of here, man. But either way, very, very interesting there because I do believe that we have one more trade left, ladies and gentlemen. I think the Cowboys, they're going for it. Selectively aggressive is 10,000 times better than saying all in, even though it was in the context of saying you were all in on the contracts of Dak and CD and Micah. But it was kind of taken and had other legs and different life and personality because one of the better reporters in the community ran with it. But again, we may not be done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just kind of dropping this nugget out there. I'm not going to spend too much more of your time. I know a lot of y'all probably drinking, y'all celebrating, y'all doing all the good stuff that should come along with finally having some good news that everyone should be able to celebrate about the Cowboys. And I'm be honest, if you can't celebrate this one, you're just not a Cowboys fan. Let's keep it real, bro. Let's keep it real. Hashtag SYBAU, man. How about them Cowboys? Be sure to subscribe. Check out Tack on Cowboys on all audio platforms, man.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Hey! I'm still them boys.